with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I did it. I finally did it. I went the fucking full head skin shave. My scalp was drying out and my hair was looking like you could blow it off like one of those flowers, like, you know those ones you make a wish to? I think they're dandelions or some shit like that. You blow it and you make a wish. You go, you're like, I wish Abby would come kiss me. That's the wish you make. So I did it. I've gone full skinhead. I've still got hair, not much. This is like a bit of a trial run. I was actually very nervous because I did a trial run about 6 or 7 years ago when I had a lot more hair. I shaved it all the way down to my skull and it looked fucked. It looked real fucked. I had to buy a hat and shit. But this is when I had a lot more hair. I was looking a lot better. I was much more handsome 5, 6, 7 years ago, whenever the fuck I did it. It doesn't look as bad now. It still looks fucked, but it's bearable. What I think has happened is the older I've got, the uglier I've got. And the gap between me looking my best and me looking my worst has shrunk significantly. So when I did it several years ago, that leap was massive. So to shave off all my hair, it was like there's two fucking different people there. It's like there's one hot one and there's one neo-Nazi. And this time when I shaved my hair, it's like there's a neo-Nazi, he just shaved his hair. That's what we do. That's what I do. I'm a comedian. You got to put in jokes somewhere. You got to do jokes. It's about jokes, comedy. But I thought I'd just do it now, so when I come out of hibernation, isolation, they'll be like, Boyle had a fucking hard time, didn't he? But he looks fucking seasoned now. He looks like he could get through another 3 or 4 pandemics. What you need when you're going bald is a couple of friends keeping an eye on your hair pattern. Just a couple of guys monitoring the thickness of the crop. Just pointing it out every time they see you, just giving you a little reminder it's getting a little bit thin up there. That's what you need. So shout out to my comedian friend Evan Hocking for pointing it out at the last gig we did. I was sitting directly under a light, which is an amateur mistake in the first place. If you're balding, don't go anywhere near lights. Your hair's basically translucent. You know that. You know that. You see it in the shower every day. You come out of the shower, your hair's all wet. You look in the mirror and you're like, that can't be fucking right. My hairstyle is mainly skull now. And so we were hanging out after this gig. I was sitting underneath a light. I was wearing a hat, for fuck's sake. I took my hat off for a millisecond to scratch my head, and Evo fucking caught a look, and he's like, just take your hat off again, mate. Give us a look. And I fucking took my hat off, and he's like, whoof. It's a lot thinner than last time I saw you. I was like, I saw you 3 days ago, cunt. And here's some advice for you as well. If you're going bald or you are bald and you decide to start wearing hats, you have to periodically take it off your head to let the people around you know you're bald. When you meet new people, within the first 5 minutes, take your hat off, scratch your head, do something. Make it known to the people around you you're bald. Then once that's out of the way, then you can win them over with your shit personality. But don't try and trick people with a good face and no hair. It's cruel. There was another comic hanging out with us that night too, Johnny Katz. Apparently he's stacking shelves at the moment at the supermarket. During the lockdown isolation period. What a 10 years it's been for fucking Johnny Katz. From hosting radio shows in Melbourne to stacking shelves at fucking Woolworths. Katzy's funny as fuck, but he's as bald as fucking batshit. Is that the right terminology? Who gives a fuck? Bats are why we're here anyway. Jokes, people. You got to put jokes into podcasts, otherwise they don't work. Jokes. But after Evan and me discussed my balding for about 10 minutes, I asked Katsy if he ever tried to get hair replacement. And this is what he said. You won't know this overseas, but in Australia, there's a couple of companies. There's Advanced Hair, and there's Ashley and Martin hair replacement. I don't know which one it is, but one of them offers strand by strand hair replacement. And if you're a balding cunt like me, you're like, strand by strand? I can get every strand back? Fuck yeah, sign me up. So Katsy went to the strand by strand one. He's like, they tried to sew a fucking wig onto my head. I'm like, what the fuck? A wig? He's like, yeah. That's what the strand by strand is, a wig. He's like, yeah, they conned me out of a shitload of money, and I took the contract to the lawyer, and the lawyer said it's bulletproof because the wig they were trying to sew on my head is called strand by strand hair replacement. They named the fucking wig strand by strand hair replacement. That is fucking genius. So you give them the money and they start sewing a purple wig onto your head and you're like, what the fuck is this? This isn't strand by strand. They're like, yes, it is. Trademark strand by strand hair replacement. Taking advantage of the most vulnerable people in the entire world. Balding men. The saddest demographic of them all. But I don't give a fuck. I'm going skinhead now. I need to lose about 10-15 kilos to pull it off though. I need to really start losing weight. You can't have tits and be bald at the same time. I look more like Butterbean now than a fucking hot Bruce Willis. A hot, young, sexy, tight-assed Bruce Willis. Lord of the Balds. The original bald icon. There was Kojak, but who gives a shit about him? Bruce Willis is the guy that every bald man for about 20 years pointed to as an example of what you could be if you're bald. What they forgot to point out was you also have to have talent. Talent was the convenient thing they left out of that conversation. Anyway, that's it from me tonight. Add me on social media. I'm Boyle Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you're enjoying the podcast, rate, review, subscribe to it. Fucking do us a favor. Tell your fucking mates about it. And I'll see you the fuck later.